Oh, no, I got slow braze. All right, well, let's just crush him, guys. All right. Oh, King Durdle also with the tier 1 subscription. A powerful wizard. Look at the storm count go up. You love to see it. Hope you enjoy your emotes. Thanks for tuning in today and any other day you have tuned in. This is round 4 of a PAX qualifier. We're 3-0 and we're into the championship, but there's another round to play, so let's crush this person. Jeez, I am running very hot today. I am running very, very hot. Maybe we should play this deck for the challenge because, good God, are we running hot? This is a hand, chat. This is the hand. It's pretty hard to get better than this hand. Thanks, Turtle. Appreciate that. Hope you're having a good September too. Look at this hand, though. Look at this hand. Holy crap. I love it. Bro. It's not the 100% hand, but it's I should have kept that Stone Coil, not the Memnite, by the way. I was like too engrossed in the fact that I should have kept the Stone Coil over the Memnite because I can play it off the Cradle. We just force missteps. It was a misplay. It was a misplay. I forgot that the Root Wallow would trigger one of my 2 spells. So I should have kept this Stone Coil because I drew the Cradle. My bad, chat. My bad, chat. You can blame me. All right, so opponent just is down to 3 cards in hand. I have a Root Walla and still have a Force. Oh, sorry, I have a Vengevine and still have a Force of Will. There's a Hype Train? I've never even seen one of those on my channel before. Yeah, your Sapphire resolves. You can use sub gifts or bits to get to the next level. I'm not saying that you have to, but you can. It's telling you can. Another one? Another one. Oh, yeah. Never mind. We're just going to keep all the forces here. Scam Train. Scam Train. Yeah, it's be paying for vintage content? Get out of here. Nobody does that. Prove me wrong. I see what you're going for here, opponent, and I'm going to have to kindly ask you to refrain from doing so. I can't actually play that because I want to keep this Force of Will, and I want to keep the Hollow one. Yeah, that was a solid HollowVine draw. Like a solid HollowVine draw. What's your last card? Got anything good? Got anything good? Go to 3 life? Sure. I respect that. You are on Jeskai. Thanks for the information. Appreciated. Oh, we got a dig through time, which I'm going to... or cruise? Yeah. Nope! You're not allowed to cast any spells this game. Thank you for countering my Hollow one. Wait, thank you so much. Oh, boy. Oh, 79 with the Prime. 2-month subs. 1-month streak. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're a powerful wizard. And we hit the level 2 scam train. You'd love to see it. 300 pities?
Must snipe train badge link us greed.
Ooh. I don't... Yes. Oh, it's one of them emotes. Link us greed. God, the Zoomers, man. They know everything. They all know all the memes. Alright, we're playing against... Oh, TG has to get in there too. We're playing against Jeskai, Arcanist. Do we make changes, chat? Jeskai, Arcanist. How do we feel? I feel like this matchup is tough sometimes. They have Dak. They have Swords to Plowshares. This can be a tough matchup. Trying to find a recent Jeskai list. Not very many recent Jeskai lists, actually. Why can't I find one? That has Breach in it. There's an A-lit list? that has black in it. Wait, maybe that guy was playing Alet's list. Huh. These all have black in them though. This one doesn't. All right, let's go with Thim's list. So we're looking at one Tabernacle, one Cage, one Rest in Peace, one Ashiok, 4 Ravtrap, with some number of Lavinias in the main, Bolts and Swords. Yeah, this could be a tough one. I feel like we probably want Caracas instead of Riftstone Portal, maybe. And then Vigor doesn't seem like it's going to actually be good unless they bring in like ley lines or something. So maybe we can board out these and play Surgicals instead. Kind of seems kind of loose. Maybe we should keep one in just to make sure we have outs to certain things. Could be. I mean, we're already pretty pre-boarded. If they're not attacking our lands, we don't really need some of these cards. Maze is not going to be very good against a Dreadhorde Arcanist. We could bring in Leyline, technically. Maybe that's better than Surgical. I'm running out of time. 3 Leylines, submit, whatever. I do like Leyline versus Dreadhorde Arcanist decks. Tabernacle versus Mentor is too narrow. No Bazaar. Be a pretty good hand if I had a Bazaar. Keep. Alright, so now we have to figure out how aggressive should we play this. Personally, I'm down to just jam all of my cards and die to Tabernacle. That's how I usually do it. We could always get like Dacked and Shattering Screed and stuff. It's not an easy matchup. They have way more removal than most decks in Vintage. So it can be challenging. Especially because they can now get to Dack on turn 2. I don't think it matters though. I think we do what we gotta do, and then we just do it. A lot of things. I guess we don't need to play all the things, but I also think we need to play around getting Dacked, right? So we need to play at least both Hollow ones, but maybe we don't need to play both Memnites. Bro, cards cost money. I know you don't actually buy your own cards, so I don't think you get to talk at all. Maybe we hold a Hollow one? Sorry, nah, we can't like just get Dacked and be like pretty far behind on board, I think. That would be my biggest problem. I don't really want to play these Memnites. Okay, so it's getting sorted, that's fair. Definitely have to play this now. I don't want to play these Memnites into a Tabernacle, so I'm going to hold them. Also, they're going to let me replay Vengevine if I draw one. Thank you guys. I appreciate the scam train hype. It's gonna be a fun day. We're just getting started today, by the way. In a half an hour, we're starting the Vintage Challenge, so we're gonna play like 11 plus rounds of Magic today. It's going to be a lot of Magic. We have to pick my Vintage Challenge deck as well, so keep that in mind, chat. We are running out of time. So they did have a Dack, which is exactly like we said. They will take one of my Hollow ones. I at least get to kill the Dack by attacking it. They might choose to like kill the Rootwalla. Oh god, do they have a Shattering Spree too? That would be fucking atrocious for us. A Lightning Bolt? Or a Shattering Spree? They had a Shattering Spree too. What an absolute nightmare. So we got incredibly punished by not playing at least a Memnite. But we hit a Vengevine. Never mind. I played correctly. I actually played perfectly, chat. And I mean, I did play to draw a Vengevine, right? I did say I was keeping my Memnite so I could draw a Vengevine. This is why we held the Memnites, so maybe I'm just a fucking powerful wizard. So I want to make sure this Dak Faden dies. So I think I am going to swing into it with both. I'm gonna not play the Cradle to make the Root Walla look less threatening. So that maybe they'll go for like getting rid of the Vengevine now while they have the ability to. I think he'll just take the Root Walla and I'm gonna be sad. But maybe not. I think getting the Dak off the table with opponent having no cards in hand is like by far the best play. I am gonna play Cradle to play around Tabernacle though. So we're not like winning on board. They can always draw like Ancestral or something. Another land gets them to Sanctuary. I'm gonna activate a Bazaar in my upkeep though to bin. Ooh, another Vengevine, hey? And a Wasteland. That's kind of an interesting draw. I think I'm gonna not like throw away my Memnites for 1 damage. I think I'll just attack with my Vengevine. If they're willing to trade, they're willing to trade. If not, then we start to get hits in. I do kind of like the idea of playing a Wasteland. Just so that they can't play a Sanctuary. But I don't think we need to activate this Wasteland per se. I don't think that really does very much for us. So I think we'll just keep it in play. That will also play around Tabernacle. Like, if I cut them off of a land here, am I actually doing anything worthwhile? I don't really think so. I think we're in like a pretty decent spot, but they are like the cantrip crazy deck, so. So Lavinia. Oh, they actually just hit a Delve spell? I hate this deck so much. They must have hit a Dig Through time. Oh, they hit a Narset. That's atrocious for us. So if I had Wastelanded them, they wouldn't have been able to cast Narset. Well, that's not a line I considered. Fuck. So maybe we punted pretty miserably here. That is really bad for us. At least they drew swords off it? You gotta be kidding me. Wow. It's what I was saying though. This matchup can be pretty hard. We had like a very solid hand, and maybe I just punted Vic super badly by not Wastelanding. Maybe that's the real problem here, but alright, I'm gonna attack both of the... Oh, so close. That would have been kind of cool. I'm gonna attack these both into Narset so that if they want to activate their Narset again, then they have to I'm gonna keep this Wasteland. I just don't think it's useful. If they activate their Narset again, they have to lose it. Oh, nice. So they're gonna choose to not activate their Narset.
Cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer
Oh
one,
god,
cheer
oh god,
one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer.
I think I just muted it for only me. Or for only you and not me. Not me, get it? Alright, well, I really need this Narset gone. I'm pretty far away from ever casting a Vengevine, so maybe I should just be taking them off of Force of Will. I don't know. I think we like really punted that game by not Wastelanding. I couldn't really think of a line where they really cared about having that many sources, but I guess we got shown up. They just drew a Delve spell now off the top. We're getting absolutely destroyed by the most broken engine in Vintage, and no, it's not Bazaar. It's restricted blue cards. Yeah. I mean, we took out the Dak Fate and they just top decked Preordain into Narset into Delve Spell. Because that's what the deck does. I don't think we can win this game anymore. Unless they, for some reason, activated their Narset. Seems like very unlikely. They must have a removal spell for my Memnite at this point. Or they just don't care about it going to 1 because they don't plan on activating it. That's not terrible, but it's still like... Still just so bad for us. Don't really see our avenue out of this game. If I activate Bazaar on their turn and hit a Root Walla, that could do it. I have to discard one of my cards to do so. Oh, they actually have a Tabernacle too? Well, it's good to know. It's good to be played out so that we know about the Tabernacle. I assume they just hold this back now. I do think I'm going to try to just jam a Root Walla in here and hope it's good enough. Didn't hit a Root Walla. At least I get to bring back Squee. They can obviously trap me at that point, but... Ravenous Trap me, but... It'd also be good to know if they're playing Ravenous Trap. So we're probably trying to like glean as much information as we can before we scoop her up. I don't really want to show them that I boarded in Leyline of the Void, but I do think it was right to board in Leyline of the Void, and I kind of want to board in another. I kind of want to board in the 4th one, to be perfectly honest. I'm probably looking to concede soon just to not show this Leyline, I think. I do have double Vengevine in my yard, so maybe this is winnable. I'm gonna just probably not activate the Bazaar this turn. If I can like hit a second hollow one or Root Walla in my natural draws, then I could just discard 3 to the Bazaar and just go for the throat, as it were. Seems like unlikely, but I feel like it is winnable. So I'm gonna hold a little bit longer here. All right. I didn't really care too much about the Tabernacle is my only problem. I didn't really care too much. I might want to just hold this Wasteland in hand to have more cards to pitch. I think we're probably end of turn activating a Bazaar here. Only -1 card because we have Squee. Alright, so now they have Sanctuary back of Swords. Alright, I'm down to activate Bazaar. Caracas. I don't care about Caracas or Squee. This Wasteland could be useful, so I guess I will pitch the Leyline. I get to return my Squee. Get to pay for this Memnite. I'm really looking for a Hollow one or a Root Walla. I found a Root Walla, so if I pitch these 3 cards, I get to return 2 Vengevines. Alright, whatever, we're doing it. 1, 2, 3. I actually play around Rav Trap because I have a Root Walla pitch. Cast this with Madness. Cast this. I have Misstep for a Surgical as well. I guess they have Hardcast Trap because of Lotus, which is fucking ridiculous. But I guess I'll concede to a Hardcast Trap off Lotus. But if this comes into play, I probably have to still attack Narset with everything. Just because the Narset is prohibiting me from playing Magic. And I have as long as my Cradle doesn't go away, I can pay for Tabernacle. I don't really care about Tabernacles too much. So I think I just attack all that Narset and they eat my Memnite, which is fine. I have to be wary of like swords and stuff. I mean, there's already 2 swords, but like a lightning bolts and stuff like that. So I have a misstep, but I think it just makes a lot of sense. So I think I'm going to let this first one resolve and then see if they like go for another spell. Yeah, I outplayed you right there, friend. Alright, well. Apparently they have a force as well. So I think I played this perfectly. Opponent just had too many good cards. So I lose my Vengevine, I lose my Memnite. I don't get out from underneath it, but I still have a Cradle. I guess they get to Mystic Sanctuary, back a Dig Through Time, or a Swords to Plowshares, and hit my Hollow one, and then I'm back lonely. Oh, they went for the Dig Through Time. Okay. They can't cast it yet. That went really badly for us, but I mean, it's about as good as we were gonna get, right? Opponent just happened to have 2 removal spells and a Force of Will. So they have 3 Swords to Plowshares in their deck. That's so many Swords to Plowshares. It's pretty rough matchup, huh? So the Wasteland play is gonna probably haunt me here. Yeah, rough one. I don't really think I can do very much there. I think we made some good plays though. Alright, let's see what their second dig through time of the game finds. Dack Fade and steal my Hollow one? Alright, that's probably good enough for me. I wonder if I'm supposed to keep in Vigors just so I can kill Hollow ones? That seems stupid though. I'm gonna bring in that 4th Leyline. I feel like Leylines are actually good here. And I'm gonna board out, so they have a Cradle. Chalice? Chalice on 1 is fine. Probably worth keeping. Maybe we just board out a Trap. And jam. Let's try that. Let's try that. So what is chat thinking about the challenge? You thinking KCI is what you want to see, or did you want to see the Urza Urion? KCI? Okos or no Okos? Probably the Ravager version. I don't know what the better one is. That's the problem. That in here lies the problem. Alright, we'll play some KCI. Alright, we need to make sure I register for the tournament, change the handle, change the deck list. I need to find food too at some point. Maybe my roommate's around. I don't know. They're better against different decks, Walker. So it depends on what metagame you're playing against. This deck is much better against combo. This is a fucking great hand, by the way. This hand has double squeeze to make our Bizarre infinite value, as well as stopping their thing, and has a Once Upon a Time. And this is such a good hand. Oh my god, yes. So maybe I'm not even supposed to cast my Once Upon a Time until I draw these cards. Because I draw Hollow One, draw Rootwalla, pitch Vengevine, Rootwalla, Squee. And then with the Rootwalla trigger on the stack, cast Once Upon a Time. So bottom Memnite. That's pretty insane, actually. Bizarre, activate. Vengevine, Rootwalla, Squee. Trigger on the stack. Once Upon a Time. I only found a Caracas. I guess that's fine. Cast Rootwalla. Does that play into Ravenous Trap because I cast this? Could have been a mistake. Oh, they just had Surgical on Vengevine? Well, nothing I can do there. It's pretty good for us that our Squeeze didn't get Surgical. That would have been very bad. Alright, I can F6 now, though. Our Squeeze being Surgical would be worse for us than our Vengevines being Surgical. Is this gonna get forced? Or do I get a Hollow One? Alright, I got a Hollow One. Squee is very, very good in this deck, especially in this matchup, for sure. Maybe I wasn't even supposed to Once Upon. I feel like I was supposed to. It just has an Ancestral. Okay, well at least the Ancestral won't get cast again. We got that going for us. They even hit a Moxen, so they don't have to discard. It's pretty good. It's pretty lucky, actually. 3 Squee. I don't know if we're supposed to bin 3 Squee, though. I guess if they're Surgical extracting, then they would get all my Squeeze anyways, so. Get the value while we can. Back for 5. Play a Caracas, which will play around Tabernacle a little bit. I still think I'm supposed to play this the Hollow One. Especially if they DAC me. We have an insane draw engine right now. Every turn we draw 2 extra cards because of Squee. So this is going to be a DAC, steal a Hollow One. Oh, it's even worse for me. That is so bad for me. I need to probably... Oh god, it's so bad for me. I just don't have a force for it. I don't have any Vengevines in my deck. I didn't need a 4th Squee. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat this, by the way. That might just be lethal. It's like the best card in his deck right now. This is where that Vengevine getting Surgical really, really hurts us, because we kind of needed a Vengevine on that turn. But we didn't have any forces this game. This game was just a no-force game. I'm definitely just down to let this Preordain resolve. I can't really let a Swords resolve, I guess. Or a DAC. A Spree is like the worst possible outcome. Like, we might be able to draw into more counter magic, but it might just not be worth it. I should have cast the Mem Knight. You're right. I should have cast the Mem Knight. I just didn't think about it. Because I can't bring back Vengevines. So if this is a DAC and I have a force and they don't have a force, we might have a chance in this game because they have to block with both their monks. They have to not have a force though. A Narset? I can't let that happen either. I really hope they don't have a force. If they have a force, it's really bad. They have a force. Wow. Well, opponent's hand was just a little bit too much for our hand to beat, unfortunately. The only card I think that gets them out of this game is Mentor, and they had it, so I don't really know. It's a tough matchup, but at least we got there in the end, got to the 3 wins that we needed. So unfortunate, though. Really, really unfortunate. It just had to be Mentor. Obviously, these draws are all terrible. I get, at the very least, I still get to draw on their turn. But it's just not going to match up to this Mentor, unfortunately. If I draw a Cradle there, I get to attack with all 3, but... Because they're not going to, like, whiff on cards when they have a Dak Fade-In and a Narset. It's just not going to happen. Alright. They cast a Dak Fade and they steal a Hollow one. They activate a Narset. They find a Swords to Plowshares. If we draw a Gaia's Cradle, then we have 3 lethal attackers, which is just not going to be enough lethal attackers. It's kind of crazy that they were able to do this all without a graveyard, too. So many vintage events. Looks like we will end up 3-1. Not a bad draw, though. Not a bad draw. I'll definitely take 3-1 so I don't have to play in any more qualifiers. What is this? Shattering Spree? You have a DAC in your hand. You just DAC one of the hollow ones. Yo! Into play with a big old raid. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. You're a powerful wizard. I hope that your stream went well. We're currently finishing up our PAX qualifier. We're in the 4th and final round. We'll probably end up 3-1 here. And then we're gonna run... Oh god, you drew a gush too. And we're gonna run right into a vintage challenge with KCI. So that'll be pretty fun. So... What did you do on your stream? Talk to me. Tell me what's up. What did you do? How'd it go? Was it fun? Yeah, Monastery Mentor is definitely the bane of this deck's existence for sure. Most like strong creature threats are, because this deck can't really deal with a resolved creature. You could play Dismember maybe, but typically you're trying to operate on 0 mana. So I really thought we would have a pretty good chance of winning this game if we had like 3 squeeze like we did. It just turned out that they had a turn 2 or turn 3 Mentor, and that's just too much for us to beat. We didn't even see a Force of Will, so we didn't like have an opportunity to even like counter it. So it was just a losing scenario. I'll draw for turn, and then we'll pack her up. All right. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. We got